All right, guys and gals, we're live. I'm Brian Littleton, host of Racelogic Chassis School podcast tonight. And we got Mr. Shannon with us. He's a multitude of things for Whynot Motorsports Park. And Shannon, why don't you kind of give everybody kind of what your role is this year and what you're doing and, kind of let everybody know who you are. I'm sure most know.
Yeah, I'm Shannon, and I'm the race director normally out at Whynot, but for this race, I've jumped on and helped Roddy promoting it and getting everything pushed through. We also own the Mississippi Street Stock Series, so that's another thing that we do also. But yeah, with Whynot, it's race director on a weekly basis, and then for Southern Street Stock Nationals, we help promote with it.
Okay. I know the race is coming up in a couple of weeks, and biggest race of the year now, probably in street stock racing, I would say. I've been coming the last 3 or 4 years, and I'm about 9-10 hours away, and I skipped the topless to go to this. So it's always a great event, lots of cars, just a good time. And I know this year looks like it's going to be even bigger. Can you kind of let everybody know what your entries is? I know that's people always want to know how many you've got in each class right now.
Yes, sir. Put a cap on about 2 weeks ago, just to kind of keep the pits from getting congested and just making it unbearable. That cap was at 144, so we have about 16 spots left in the street stock and about 25 spots left at the factory stock.
Okay. When's the cutoff for early entry? What's the date on that?
Yeah, the date for cutoff is going to be August the 6th. That's next Friday. That'll be the last day that we take pre-entries. After that, you just have to enter at the gate.
Okay. So you're down. You said you've got about 25 factory stocks left and about 16 of the street stocks. Is that right? Okay. Yeah, you just cutting in and out. So y'all just have to bear with this a little bit.
That's okay.
And, kind of give us a little bit of idea of what's going to take place each night, how many nights it is, and also the viewers can kind of get an idea.
Yeah, sure. We'll kick things off on August 11th, which is Wednesday, 2 weeks from today. We'll have open practice for both classes with the factory stock and the street stocks. Thursday night we'll come in. Thursday will be street stocks only. We will have the street stocks, then we'll go into qualifying, and then we will run our 6 20-lap qualifiers in which we lock the top 2 into the main event on Saturday night. Then Friday, which is August 13th, we'll come in. We'll hot lap the factory stock, qualify them, run their heat races. We'll also run the B mains for the street stock that night, taking the top 3 out of 6 B mains. And then we'll run the top 6 dash on Friday night also, which will be the winner of the 6 qualifiers from Thursday night. And then Saturday night, the big night, we'll run our B mains for the factory stock. We'll run both last chance qualifiers for the factory stocks and the street stock. Then we'll run the street stock main event, starting 37 cars this year. And then we'll run our factory stock. We're going to start 30 of those. Then something we're doing different this year is in the past, if you didn't make the A main event, your weekend was pretty much over. Well, this year we're going to everybody will get a chance to run a pay and feature on Saturday night. So even if you don't make the main event, we're going to run a couple B features and put everybody in a feature race that night so everybody can get a little bit of money to go home with.
Right. And, we talked a little earlier. I know you cut out some classes this year to try to make it a little bit more fan-friendly and a little better for the drivers, try to get out early. You want to talk just a little bit about that?
Yeah, last year we ran 6 classes, and this year we put down to 2, the factory stock and the street stock. And I just think it was necessary with the growth. It also a little bit more of the, one thing, we run 6 classes and try to put 350 cars on a property. It makes it really, that was the thing that was space variable to where you can actually move around when you get there. Then, of course, not running the program to 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, trying to get a reasonable time that way, enjoy their stay at Whynot and do Saturday.
Okay. You was cutting out a little bit there at the end, but I think everybody got it. And listen, anybody out there got any questions for Shannon, this is the time to ask. I took about 30 minutes out of his time tonight. I know he's busy and he's got a lot going on. So any questions you guys got, be sure and ask him. Shannon, is there anything you talked about a couple of things you might want to talk about tonight? Is that something you want to go ahead and put out tonight?
Yeah, one thing that we're getting a lot of questions on is the tire situation. The H500s, they're being in shortage. We got a phone call from Hoosier yesterday, and they reassured us that they will have a truck at the track with tires available for both classes. Now, how many, we're not sure. So what I would like, some of the drivers out there, reach out to your local dealers and see what between that, try to grab them up. That way, when we do get to track, we have enough tires for everybody.
Okay. Yeah, I know I've seen a lot of questions, today, guys looking for tires and stuff. So that'll definitely be a big help for you guys having tires at the track. What about the fans? I mean, what's it cost to get in, and can you buy a 2-day pass? And how's it going to work on the pit side as well on the pit passes and stuff?
You'll be able to buy up to a 4-day pass. And let me get on here. I'll pull the price up real quick. All right. So I might put my glasses on because I can't see anything without. And just let me know if you can't hear me. I can repeat it or whatever I need to do. But a 4-day pass, including Wednesday night's practice, the pit passes are $100, or the 4-day pass is $100. 6 to 12, it'll be $50. If you do a 1-day pass and just want to show up for practice night, $20 for adults. 6 to 12, it'll be $10. On Thursday, a 3-day pass for adult is $90. 6 to 12 will be $45. And then a 1-day pass for just Thursday night only will be $35, and then $15 for 6 to 12. Friday night, a 2-day pit pass, $65. 6 to 12 will be $60. And again, if you go the 1-day route, it's $35. And then the same thing pretty much for a single pit pass for Saturday night will be $35 for adults, and 6 to 12 will be $15. General admission, they're selling a 3-day pass for $40. That'll get you Thursday nights, Friday night, and Saturday nights races. 6 to 12 will be $20. 2-day pass for adults, Friday and Saturday will be $30. 6 to 12 to 15 will be $15. And then a 1-day pass for Saturday night only will be $20. Kids 6 to 12 will be $10. And of course, anybody under 6 is free.
Okay. That's good. That's good info. What times hot laps start each night? I know, it's hard to put just an exact minute on it, but what's kind of the schedule there?
We haven't pinned down necessarily the start times for each night, because a lot of that is based on our final car count is after pre-intro. We'll start knocking out what we need to move it up 30 minutes here or there. But right now, we haven't got the order of events. If we get that knocked out in the times, I will tell you that the practice for Wednesday night will start at 7 o'clock. We'll run the first 2 hours with a mix of the factory stock and street stock. And then the last hour will be the 1 hour that we do for the street stocks with their times to give the provisional way for Saturday night to the fastest time that does not make the show.
Okay. And I know you've got a lot of contingencies this year, and I don't think it's been put out yet, but Racelogic's going to we're going to give away a free spot in this year's high roller class, and I'm just about got all the details on it, but it's going to be in North Carolina this year, and I'm going to let you me and you talk a little bit about where you're going to place that at in the field.
Yeah,
then go ahead.
Yeah, we actually put that post out today.
Okay.
First and finish and 20th will receive that entry to your class.
Okay, and then on top of that,
couple laps also that you bought.
Yeah. And on top of that, I'm going to sponsor a couple of laps during the A feature. So, like I said, it's about a 9-hour drag for me, but man, I love it every year. I've met a lot of great people down there, and the racing is just second to none. So, and I think a lot of people, can you kind of go over, I don't want you to leave out any sponsors. I know that's something you don't want to do, but Can you kind of go over some of your sponsors that you've got so far and some of the contingency that you got?
Yeah, I can do that real quick. Should be able to run through them real quick. Now, some of the spots I haven't got to and kind of signed them, but we can go ahead and let them know what they're doing. Bear with me right here. I got like 30 sheets of paper here. All right. So ProFab headers, they're sponsoring this year a set of headers. The value of that's $1,800, and we're going to do something unique with that this year. If you pre-enter in the street stock division, all those pre-entries names will be put in a hat. We'll draw a name. Whoever gets the name is drawn will receive those headers. So that's pretty cool. Lizard Lit Pit Lights is giving a set of lights away, and that's going to the first non-qualifier. Dominator Race Products has come on board. They've been with us every year. They're giving away a nose piece to 11th place, and then 16th through 20th, we'll get a set of wheel covers. Walk Auto Service is sponsoring 11th place and putting up an extra $100 to whoever finishes in 11th. We got Knowles Race Parts. They're giving 5 $20 gift certificate cards. John's Timber, they're doing the longest tow. That will be $100. Burke's Home Improvement, they're giving $200 to the first non-qualifier. So the first non-qualifier this year in the street stock division is going to do pretty good. Love Stuff, they've come back. They've been with us every year. The topless award again. First, we'll get $669. The first car that runs topless. The second car that runs topless in finishing order will get $369, and then third will get $269. Statement Race Cars is our title sponsor for the Dash, the top 6 Dash. The winner of that Dash will get $600. Them Minor Boys is our Quick Time Award sponsor, and they will be giving out $200 to the Quick Time. Jason Jackson Junior Trucking, they've been a real big sponsor of ours. They're giving a H500 from 6th through 10th. So that's a pretty cool deal there. Lookout Graphics, they're doing all of our check boards, and they're going to do a wrap, and the person that's going to get the wrap will be the 18th finisher in the street stock main event. We got Pine Knoll Nursery. He's going to do the Tough Luck Award. That's $100. That will be for the main event. Murphy Farms Co-op, Bruce Odom, he's giving $500 away. New Era, Ricky Green and them, they're doing the knocking the wall down award. They're going to give a new spoiler for that. And then we also have Chase Holland Racing, his YouTube channel. He's also putting up $250 for that same deal there. They did last year, and it was a real good deal. Morgan Motorsports, Kenny Morgan, the car owner of the car that Spencer Hughes has been driving. He is our qualifier sponsor. He's putting up extra $100 for each qualifier. So that'll make a bit extra cash there. Big Al Lubricants, a new sponsor that we met these people when we had our Pike County I-55 shootout race, street stock shootout race. And they've come on board. They're going to give a case of motor oil to the top 10 in the street stock, and then also a case to the top 5 in the factory stock. I got Extreme Graphics by J-Rod. They're giving a wrap away. That's going to 12th place. Fast Shaft, drive shaft. They're giving a 2.5-inch steel drive shaft. Vertical Track, they're going to be our parts supplier for the race. Brandon Hayden and them, they're sponsoring 5 laps for us. War Shocks, they're sponsoring 8 laps, plus doing some gift certificates. Velocita, 14th place will receive a custom fire suit. So that's pretty big there.
Big.
Quick Car, they've sent us some products, some air pressure gauges, and some other stuff to give away. Dirt Defender, they're going to be sending some wheel covers, some hood scoops, stuff like that to give away. Hunt the Front, the leader of the first lap, is going to get $250 in the street stock main event. Bright Services, Trey Bright, he's giving $250 to the guy that leads lap 25. We got Wilson Race Cars, Trent Wilson and Rhett over there from Florida. They're the Quick Time sponsor for the factory stock. So the Quick Time and factory stock will receive $100. Chris Walker and Walker Electric, lap 11, will receive, the leader of lap 11 will receive an extra $100, and also the halfway leader in the factory stock race will receive $100. And then I got Swift Springs. They're giving us 4 springs, and then of course Racelogic, which we talked about a little bit earlier. We're giving 1 entry into a future class, and that will be to 20th place plus the 2 laps that you sponsored. And I got about 12 laps left, so if anybody out there wants to sponsor a lap, they can contact me. My phone number is all out there, 228-348-6628. Just give me a call, and or any sponsor. Just give me a call, and we'll get you put down. And we appreciate all of our help. Without all y'all sponsors out there, including yourself, Brian, our contingency program wouldn't be what it is. I mean, we have to have that to give these guys a little bit more than just an envelope with money to go on with.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said, that's why I kind of pick and choose of what races I sponsor during the year, and this one's always been I always make sure I mark it on my calendar every year and come back and get to see a lot of old people. I don't get to see a lot of old friends down that way, and it's just a good time. Always a lot of good folks there. We do got one question here, Shannon. Somebody was asking if you can see it on the bottom of your screen, saying 2 hours of practice with mixed street and factory stocks. Is that correct?
Yes, and it might go a little bit longer than that. We're just going to see how the night goes. And I have to look at the order of events. It might have been 7 through 10, 3 laps, and then from 10 to 11 we do the last lap. I'm not 100% sure. I have to pull it up and check it out. But we're going to make sure. I know that the question is probably leaning to, well, does that give the factory stocks enough time on the track? We'll make sure y'all get plenty of laps that night.
Okay, and I figured that was going to be the answer on that. It's just that was something that somebody had threw out. And like I said, while we're on here, and I got him pinned down, if you got any questions, right now is the time to ask it. It's a lot better than him fielding 100 phone calls a day. If we can get them put on here. That's why I asked him to come on and try to talk a little bit about this race. I mean, it's grown every year. I think I went 2 or 3 years ago, and there was about 100 cars, and I think count was down a little bit last year. But man, this year it's what you said, 126 or 130 right now.
28 street stocks, 119 factory stocks, and I think by the time it's over with, you'll see them neck to neck, the factory stock and the street stock.
Yeah, I think so too. And both classes put on just a great show every year. And Rodney spends a lot of time on the track, and it's always perfect. From the first race to the last race, I mean, you can race all over 3 or 4 wide most of the time. When you start 37 cars, that's pretty impressive.
Yes, sir. It is. And Rodney's not afraid to take 30, 45 minutes, time to go out there and redo the track before the feature race. We've done it in the past. If he seems to think that the track's going to lock down and not be very racy, he'll go out there and try to do some prep to it to make sure that we do have a racing surface for all the racing.
Yeah, and that's what I appreciate about it because, there's nothing worse than seeing a freight train track, I mean, and I know it can happen, but especially in the summertime, but I've yet to see one at Whynot. I don't know what it is about that place, but and I think they've added some dirt to it this year, if I'm not mistaken, early in the year.
Yes, sir. During the off season, we put some new dirt on the track. We did.
Yeah.
And it's been phenomenal all year. We had a good bit of rain last week, but even with the rain that we had last week, the track was pretty good. Yeah.
What about parking and 4-wheelers and stuff? I know that's kind of been a little bit of question in the past. As far on the pit side, what are we looking at there this year?
Okay, reserve parking, we're sold out.
Okay.
We still have plenty of free parking left. I mean, it's still decent parking, but the reserve spots to where, when you pull in the track, you have your guaranteed spot, they're gone. The 4-wheelers, we're going to give one pass or one ban for each driver to have one 4-wheeler. So that will be free. Everybody else who brings a 4-wheeler in, it will be $25 for the weekend.
Okay. Yeah, and you mentioned it earlier, and it's something I noticed too. I think last year there was so many cars and people and 4-wheelers. It kind of got dangerous. So it's good to see you kind of cut back and thinking about the racers as far as car count and that kind of stuff, because we know the pits are going to be full and the stands too. So being able to get rid of some of the cars and give a little bit more room there, that's definitely going to help the race program.
Yeah, and we are going to have some zones where you're going to have to park your 4-wheelers this year. Last year, over kind of where our hot spot is, it got really congested, and cars weren't able to get on and off the track or even get to the hot spot to change a tire if they needed to. We're going to work on that. We will have zones if you're going to pull up there and watch like the pit grandstand, or not the pit grandstand, but from the fence there where a lot of people do. We're going to have a location for you to park your 4-wheelers. One other thing we had last year was the ambulance was getting blocked in a lot because of 4-wheelers. This year, we're going to put the ambulance down in the infield, so that area will be a spot to where you can race the 4-wheeler over.
Another question. I know people travel from I looked at some of the entries from all over the country. Is there RV parking? I know I've seen a lot last year, and I took my RV last year as well. Can you kind of talk about that just a little bit?
Yes, sir. We're completely sold out of the reserved spots, the spots with the hookups, but we got plenty of contained camping spots. And those are basically a first come, first served deal.
Yeah.
If you want to get a good spot, you might want to try to get it there a little bit earlier than, wait until Thursday or Friday.
Right. Okay. You got any other, I think the tires was one thing you wanted to go over. And for anybody that might have just tuned in, looks like we got a few more on. You want to discuss the tire deal one last time here so people can kind of get a little bit easy on their mind?
Yeah. So earlier, like I said, Hoosier called us yesterday and basically reassured that we will have H500s for this event. But what I would really like some of the people to do, if you got local dealers that's got some H500s, instead of waiting to the track and buy them, try to pick up some tires from them. That way you have them ahead of time. And it'll maybe take a little bit of pressure off of the tires that we have at the track, because I'm not sure how many we're getting. We were told it was going to be a good amount, but they would not actually give us a number. But they did assure us that we would have tires to be able to run this event.
Right. And we all know it's across the country. It ain't just H500. I mean, late models struggling with tires, and even the IMCA world, they've struggled with their tires. So, tires have been a big problem this year. I guess COVID set them back, or maybe nobody wants to work like it is across the country right now. But definitely some issues with tires. But man, it looks like a great week shaping up, and just the contingencies you got alone is just something to be said. I mean, I know it takes a lot of work on your part. You've been working on it probably since last year almost, trying to get all this set up.
Yeah, we've been putting a lot of time. Really, the last 2 months has been. I mean, I'm getting calls for entries pretty much every day. If it's 2, 3, 4, 5. So they've been rolling in quite steady. And of course, contacting contingency sponsors and getting that set up. There's just a lot involved, and we still got a lot left to do in the next 2 weeks. We're really wanting to this year focus on making the environment a positive environment, making it where you can come in there, feel comfortable, and actually enjoy your stay there instead of feeling like you're on top of somebody, you're crammed up in there. Just we're really wanting to change it and make a positive environment for 2021. And I think by cutting it down to 2 classes, that will help us out a lot.
Yeah, I mean, 250 or 80 cars is, that's a lot, So, but still, it's a lot better with 2 classes, and I think cutting out the others will cut the show down and get people out of there at a decent time. So, some of us old guys can get to bed at a decent time.
Yeah, not going to sleep at 3 or 4 and having to wake up 2 hours later to get ready to work the next day. So,
yeah, I'm about too old for that kind of stuff. So, that's all good things. Is there anything else you can think of, Shannon? I know.
I'd like to just kind of mention, and it's just some questions have been asked, over the last 2 months, and we really haven't put nothing out there. But for one, the factory stock. This year, you will not be able to run topless. You must have the roofs on them. And the main reason we're doing that is, one, there are some cars that run the steel body still. They don't have aluminum body. So when you cut off that roof, you're losing some of the stability of the body that's on the car. Other thing is we want the fans that have not been to the, this event or, just don't know that when they show up, they can tell the difference between the stocks and the factory stocks other than it not having a spoiler.
Yeah, and that's good because, like you said, a lot of times people just show up to a race and they don't know the difference between the 2 classes. So this will kind of help them kind of understand the difference.
And then also there's one other technical thing for the factory stocks. When we put out the exception list, last year, shock extenders was a big thing, and we told people, no shock extenders. Well, it didn't necessarily make the list on there this year, and we've had questions about that here recently. So what we have basically come up with, we're going to allow everybody, even the people from like Whynot, where our rule books say no shock extenders, everybody.
So you broke up there at the end. So everybody can run shock extenders this year. Is that correct?
Shock extensions this year, whether your rule book says you can or cannot.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. And I know we got a lot of viewers on still. So that's all good things. Shannon, I know Rodney was going to try to jump on with us, but I think he had something last minute he had to do. I don't see any more questions. I really expected more, but guys, if you got anything, and now's the time to type it in, and I can ask Shannon right now while we got him on live. So can you think of anything else that you need to go over before we jump off here?
No, not really. I think we've been pretty good about getting information out there to the drivers. So hopefully, if anything comes up in the next, few days or so, we'll make sure we get it out there. There could still possibly be a Crate Racing USA tech release on tires, maybe limiting drivers. We haven't come up with a conclusion on that. Maybe limiting how many tires you're going to get for the weekend. But just that's a possibility. And if it happens, you'll get a bulletin from Crate Racing USA on that. And that's all driven from the tires.
Okay. Yeah, I know that was an issue, but with Hoosier bringing tires, that should make people feel a lot better about coming. There should be some available if they're not able to find any.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Well, Shannon, I appreciate you coming on, and Racelogic's, proud to be a part of this deal every year. And, my class values $349, so the 20th place guy can add $349 to his back pocket, and then, a couple of laps on top of that. So, we appreciate you, letting us be a part of it again this year.
Well, we appreciate your support, man. And we really appreciate it. You've been with us the last 4 or 5. Hopefully be there for the next 4 or 5 years. I appreciate you giving us this platform to come out and give information to fans that way they can be updated on what's going
on. One last time, Shannon, if anybody's got any, if they want to enter or got any last questions,
and send them on. This is the time to ask.
Yep. I don't see anything right here at the last second, but let me check one thing here and see if I see anybody coming on. But right now I don't. Give me just a minute here and I'll make sure. I know I stopped you on a Wednesday night for about 30 minutes, but I think this is important. That's why I do these every Wednesday night. I say it every week. I got a face for radio, but I always come on and do these deals because it just gives guys a platform to talk about their race or their business or whatever they're doing. And I appreciate everybody always viewing every week and watching these deals and, supporting me and racing, and this year's been crazy with part shortage and tire shortage and all. And the man looks like you're going to have a huge crowd, a huge car count. And it looks like you got your ducks in a row. I know you got my race pass on board this year. They're actually friends of mine. I had him on in the last couple of months. My website's been with him for years. Good people, and that should help your scoring and all. What about race receivers? Did you guys require race receivers?
Yeah, they're mandatory. You have to have a race receiver. And while on my race pass, a couple other things real quick. One is Crate Racing USA. They've been our title sponsor for a few years. We really appreciate them. And this year, we will be live streaming the event, and it will be on Crate Racing USA TV. So if you can't make the event and would like to, to watch it live and keep up with the event, you can go out to Crate Racing USA TV and subscribe. I'm not sure what the yearly subscription is, but I do know for all 3 days of the event, it's like $60 for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
It's basically like a pay-per-view. And then also Strength Roofing and Siding. They've been with us for the last 3 or 4 years also. They're our presenting sponsor. Without those two, it wouldn't be possible to put up the purse money that we are putting up. So we really appreciate them coming on board and helping us out. And then, of course, Brooks, he's always helping us out with, like, the driver intros and stuff like that. So we really appreciate him.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. And I think I seen something early in the year about, I know cell phone service is kind of spotty there at the track. Did I see something about Verizon or somebody maybe going to put a tower up? Or am I wrong on that?
A lot better out there. I mean, when you put that many people out there and start choking up the bandwidth, it has been all year.
Okay. Shannon, man, I appreciate your 30 minutes with me. I think it's great. We had a lot of viewers. We'll have a lot. Anybody got any questions, contact him. And Racelogic will be in the house. And I'll be cooking steak Saturday for a lot of the Racelogic attendees and all. So looking forward to that Saturday afternoon and meeting new people and come by seeing us. I know you guys will have event shirts again this year. That's always popular. So I'm sure them will be back.
Just today approved the final design. So we should be posting something out there on that soon. And one last thing, without the driver and fans, this event would never be possible. So, all these, what do we got, 140 or 248 people that's entered already. We thank you so much. And all the fans who've called and said that they're coming to the event, we really appreciate y'all, because without those two, we definitely wouldn't be able to put this kind of magnitude of event on.
Shannon, thanks again for what you do for racing down south. And like I said, that's why I make the 9-hour plus journey every year to right toward the end of the world in Whynot, Mississippi. But I enjoy it, and it's always a good time. and looking forward to seeing you. And I'll catch up with you at the track. I'll roll in hopefully Thursday night late and be there all day Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, just as soon as you get there, catch up with us. And we appreciate you again, Brian, for letting us come on and doing this show, and then also the help that you've given us for this race.
Thanks, Shannon. I'll be seeing you in a couple weeks.
Yes, sir. 2 weeks
All right.
today.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.